So, what is forgiveness? When was a time that one of you had to forgive someone for something that they did against you? I'm going to share a story about a tragic event that happened between two groups of people. But because of an amazing display of forgiveness, there was a huge turnaround. The first group of people are these 5 missionaries. According to Christianity.com, these are their names. They all were married, and some even had kids. At some point, they all moved to Ecuador to do different types of missionary work. 2 of the most known are Jim Elliot and Nate Saint, that we'll talk about now. So, the second group of people is the Auca Indians. This is a very secluded tribe that lived in Ecuador, as you can see here, in that dark area deep in the Amazon rainforest. So, Auca means savage. This is because they were known for their violence. They killed people who intruded, and they even had revenge killings among themselves, which made them live in separate groups. So, and Pittsburgh Post-Gazette also says, which is a website, they also say that in their vocabulary, they didn't have a word for some concepts like the word peace. The 5 missionaries came together and they had devised a plan with an airplane. This is actually the exact plane that they used later once it was rescued, once it was repaired. And they would fly over safely their territory and lower gifts in a bucket attached to the plane. And they also learned some phrases in their language. After months of this, they felt it was time to try to meet them in person. So they set up a camp by their territory, and they met once. Things seemed to be going okay, but on the second time, the Aucas ambushed them and they all got speared to death. Imagine being the family. This is a picture of their wives and kids. After hearing the news, what do you do in a situation like that? Well, according to Post-Gazette, 2 years later, Jim Elliot's widow and Nate Saint's sister led a group of missionaries back to Ecuador to live among the Auca tribe. Through them, many Aucas became Christian, and they were no longer, they were a friendly tribe now. Many even lived among them, like this man here. Years later, he is Nate Saint's son, one of the ones that was killed, and this is one of the Auca tribe. They became friends. They even baptized each other. What's most amazing is that this is the man that killed his very father earlier. So to conclude, there's a quote that goes, "Unforgiveness is like drinking poison yourself and waiting for the offender to die." So their choice to forgive not only changed their lives, but it also transformed the life of a tribe who could have easily been considered their enemies. So we all also have that capacity to forgive. It might not be as extreme of a story as this, but moments will come in our lives where we have that choice. So let's choose forgiveness.